Are you enjoying the lunch?
Yes, we are.
Good, good. Our president, Mr. Paul Borden, is taking care of last-minute personal issue, so he's not gonna be here, but he say hello to everybody.
Everything okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I spoke to him yesterday.
We want to thank all our members for being here today, and also our sponsors. Thank you very much, Honda North America. Okay, let me introduce the team, Honda America team. David Adams. And Jimmy Jenkins. Thank you very much. ¿Qué más tenemos?
You're going to mention a bit about
Sure.
our websites.
Hello everyone. Just so to update you all on our website, you all know that we've been in the process of developing a new website, and we're very happy that we came to a middle ground with the existing website that we have, which we'll continue on with, and a new website that's samamiami.com. So you all be able to gather lots of information there. Please take a moment to start looking at it, and if you have questions or thoughts or whatever, please go ahead and share that with us on the board, and we can look at what needs to be adjusted and how we can make those adjustments. But we're really excited about the opportunity to continue to do both of those, and just continue to provide services to the manufacturers. I also wanted to say a special thank you to Prestige for joining us this past weekend. I produced the Women's Power Caucus event, and we had some folks that were there. You guys were awesome. Such a great time. Thank you for the love and support continually.
A quick thank you that I think is overdue for Pepe Delfino for all the hard work he's put in. Obviously, he's been there. He's one of the founding fathers of SAMA, and he's put a lot of hard work into the website. He's going to continue. Thank you for your patience that you had with us this past couple of months. I think everybody's feeling good now. Obviously, your reviews that you keep doing, please continue sending them to Pepe. We created the other side just to kind of illustrate when we're going to try to get some more corporate sponsorship, perhaps outside of the automotive spectrum, maybe for Topless in Miami, if we're going to go to maybe some copper tone, that we can have something provided. And this team has been working hard also with getting a brochure put together that we can utilize as well to help elevate the game for us. So thank you, Pepe. Big round of applause for you. In terms of treasury, after Topless in Miami, we're about $1,200 in the bank. We'll be fine. We're going to be okay. Obviously, that event, we try to do it high end as much as we can.
Right.
And it takes a little bit of the toll, but it's good. We're bouncing back. Everything's looking good. We're working on a couple of the next month luncheons. We'll let you guys know as soon as we have final confirmations on those. Wanted to let you know, for you guys that are here, I think we have validation tickets for their valet parking. So see Johnny Tapanis has got your validation tickets. Very important, we have 4 vehicles that they have been so kind enough to bring in for test drive. So please, after the presentation, I highly recommend you sit down and drive these wonderful vehicles. It'll be a lot of fun. I wanted to, if it's okay with you guys, take the time to bring John Kiskenes up here real quick. You want to tell us about Miami Auto Show, since it's right around the corner.
Coming up quick.
Real quick, thank you, Marcelo, and everybody here. SAMA continues to do an unbelievable job of bringing everybody together. So I say thank you from the auto show's perspective, but as a member as well. Real quick, auto show. We are having one.
Yeah.
And it'll be in the Miami Beach Convention Center once again. And the building is fairly complete. I know we've been saying this for a while, but it looks really nice. The dates of the show are November 1st through the 10th. Mazda, once again, last week, agreed to sponsor the welcome reception. The venue to be determined. We're looking at a few options with them. The welcome reception, and I don't know whether there's going to be a radical theme or something, but it is Halloween.
Okay,
October 31st is coincidentally the welcome reception, the day before the auto show opens. We have press conferences all day Friday, more than likely kicking off with a breakfast throughout the day. I know Toyota's looking at doing something off-site. We hope that SAMA will once again host the annual media luncheon, which they have done for many, many years. Otherwise, we'll keep you updated. Camp Cheap looks like it's coming back. I know I've been asked, well, what about this? What about that? Camp Cheap looks like it's coming back. We're still working on, $1 Million Alley in some component, getting some of the vehicles there. Of course, Havana Classics Memory Lane, and really Topless in Miami is really dictated, but I look to SAMA for their lead on that. So we'd love to have expanded Topless in Miami for this year's show, and I'll wait to take your lead. But once again, thank you. Any questions, feel free. Our website is getting updated and fresh with new information relevant to this year's show, so probably in a week or so, you could check it out and see what's going on. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Just, one more thing on the membership. We have a new member present, so I just want a new member, big round of applause, and if she could please stand up. Carolina Ocampo, new member for SAMA. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I think that's all we have. I think for housekeeping, we'll go ahead and bring Mr. Davis Adams. Thank you.
Yay.
It's good to see you guys again, because I met a lot of you guys, or I mean, some of you I've known for a very long time. Before I was the PR guy at Honda, and that's 5 years in at this point, I was a journalist based in Atlanta. And so I came down a bunch of times, and so I met a lot of you then, but I was also at Topless in Miami. I met several of you there, but if I haven't met you yet today, please come by and say hello to me. I'm the PR guy for the South for Honda Autos. I also do Honda PR for a lot of the other things we do within the company. Lawnmowers and outboard motors for boats and small engines and generators and kind of everything in between. Please. So if it's something that you're interested in talking about, we are definitely interested in like sharing some of that love with you. Also, for those of you who ride motorcycles and have the ability to review them, I have just added a few for bikes to our fleet down here. And so if that's something that's of interest to you, I'd love to know about it. And so with Johnny Tafanes, who's helping us manage it, thank you to Drive Shop for that. Because we have some new bikes down here that you guys can check out as well, beyond just the cars. Today we're here to talk about the Civic. And I'm down here, but so is Jimmy Jenkins, who has flown in from Los Angeles. And he's gonna do a lot of the information sharing with you guys. Civic is a big deal for us. We sell over 300,000 of them a year. That's a lot of cars. It is the most popular car with millennials in the market, so it's capturing young people's hearts still, which is really good. And more now than ever, it's become a very high-tech, very safe, really stylish, kind of fun, car to drive around in. They're turbocharged now, and they all come standard with Honda Sensing, which is great. We debuted the modern Civic in 2016. And for 2019, it received its kind of middle of the season refresh. So it's added a lot of technology as standard now, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about that. So there's me. There I am. And James is going to do most of sharing of the info on this. After he completes his presentation, we do have 4 Civics here. For you guys to sample if you guys would like. There's also a small drive route. Granted, we are in South Beach right now and the traffic is terrible and the roads are slow. So it is like a 2-mile loop that's essentially 15 minutes if you want to take a quick run in it. One of the cars is a manual because we still continue to offer manuals here in America. Thank you. Yep, we care. We care about people who like cars, so we like cars too. And I think from there, Jimmy, if you want to do your thing.
All right.
Also, James, my Spanish is terrible, but James is really good. So if you guys want to hit him with questions and stuff like that, please try and stump him. It'll bring a lot of joy to him.
No, es una mentira. Oye, ¿cómo están todos?
Bien.
Muy bien, mucho gusto. Estoy contento para estar aquí en Miami para hablar con ustedes. But for this presentation, because we have Davis in the room, I'm going to speak English. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I only have about 3 hours of document to share with you guys today, so hopefully you're settled in. So I'm really happy to be here. Miami's a wonderful city. It's pretty funny, I called Davis because I do a lot of these, I travel around, they're like, oh, and I call up the respective region manager, like, what do I gotta wear? Every time, sport coat, slacks, nice shoes. Davis, what do I got to wear to this event? Yeah, just show up, maybe go a couple buttons down. We're in Miami, so there you go. So I feel a little bit more comfortable. So again, I'm manager for Honda brand PR. I've been in PR for about 3.5 years. I'm more of a product guy, so I could talk to you a little bit more about the vehicles. I come from a development background, so I'm kind of new to this PR thing, but I'm having a great time. We're here today to talk about Civic, and Civic is within Honda. Civic could probably be a brand. We sell about 370,000 Civics a year, just in the United States alone. If you do math, that's a Civic about every minute in about 45 seconds. So since I've been here, standing up, we've sold like 3 Civics. There you go. We have a sedan, we have a coupe, we have a hatchback on the left, we have our sport variants on the right. Civic Si comes in a 2 and a 4 door, and our Halo product is the Type R. So if you've ever driven the Type R, it's basically a street legal race car. So it's really a lot of fun to drive. For the 10th generation Civic, came out in, let's see, this 2015 is a 2016 model year. What we normally do, we have about a 5 or 6 year lifespan on our vehicles, and in the middle we do a minor model refresh. So that's the car you're going to drive today. The 10th generation Civic, we took it basically to a whole new level. If you've ever asked somebody, why did you buy a Honda? Every time they say, oh, it runs forever. All you gotta do is change the oil and the car just runs and runs. That's still true, but with this 10th generation, we really wanted to put more of a styling aspect to the vehicle. So what we're seeing is customers bought the Civic because it looked good. And that's good for us, because normally what we were seeing was, oh, it's it's wonderful reliability, which is obviously very good to have, but that's in our heart, that's Honda. So we're able to attract different buyers that way. Here's our timeline of events. It seems like I've been launching a Civic about every 3 or 4 months. We launched with the sedan, we launched with the coupe, then we transferred on to the SI and the Type R, and then here we are again today for the minor model refresh for 2019. Sorry if I can scoot back in, okay. Passenger car leadership, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Cars are essentially decreasing overall sales, and the light truck market is really exploding. And what you're seeing charts that go back 10 years when light trucks, SUVs was about 30 to 40% of the market, and now it's upwards of 70%. And cars, which was the other remaining 70%, is now down to about 30 to 40%. But we are very dedicated in passenger cars, and I'm going to explain why. Oh, there you go. Well, Davis already made the chart for me, so I just told you that. I'm going to move on. Number one retail car in America is the Honda Civic, by far. Retail, we don't do rental car fleets. You can't go to Hertz and get a Civic. So these are individual customers one at a time coming into our 1,050 dealerships and making the purchase. So when you see our sales spike or growth, these are retail consumer leadership, and it's very good for our business, essentially. If Civic was a brand, we would be the 12th most sold vehicle brand in the United States. We would sell more than VW. Civic sells more than VW, more than Lexus, more than Mazda, more than Dodge. So again, Civic within its halo could be its own brand. It's that large. We've sold about 12 million Civics since we came out in the early 70s, 1973. And we have, actually, this is growing even more. We're upwards to about 30% market share for retail. So 1 out of almost every 3 compact vehicles is a Civic. So why are cars matter? So media's always asking me, the sales of the SUVs are growing. Why do you guys still have passenger cars? Everybody's moving to the light trucks. A couple things. First of all, when we ask first-time buyers, whether it was you or your children, what are they buying? They buy passenger cars. Almost 60% buy a passenger car. So if we were to abandon that customer base, then they have nothing to buy in our brand, right? So we get them into a Civic, and hopefully their next product will be a Pilot, an Odyssey, a minivan, or an upsize Accord, or what have you. It's also, Civic ranks #1 in first-time buyers, Honda overall. So about 14% of customers' first-time buyers is a Honda as well. So again, everybody's transferring to trucks, but there's that market right there that Honda's really strong in, and that's really critical for our long-term growth. Millennials, it's the #1 vehicle since 2011, and actually Accord is #3, so we have 2 of the top 3 spots. I'm not going to tell you what the #2 is. Corolla. Anyways, millennial loyalty. Again, about a third of millennials come back to buy another Honda product. So, if we could just get them into our brand, then they're basically a Honda customer for life. We say a customer usually buys between 7 to 10 cars in a lifetime. we're in the car business. I think I've had like 25 cars, so we're a little bit of the odd, but the norm, a customer buys 7 cars in their lifetime. Gen Z, this is embarrassing for me to even see that Gen Zs are driving cars. I think that's 1997 to 2008 or something. 16% of which buy a Honda, which is good for us. Youthful. Multicultural buyers, Civic #1. You're starting to see a trend. Everything I'm showing you, Civic's #1, Civic's #1. So it's really easy for me to kind of stand up here and talk about when I have such a good product. Multicultural loyalty, Honda's #2. So when, multicultural, when they go to get out of their product, a third of them come back into the Honda brand. So why cars matter? Now it's back to Civic. So for Civic, as I mentioned, 2016 was our, yes sir?
Do we interrupt you or?
Yeah, let's wait till the end and then, yeah.
Perfect.
So I only got like 50 more slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Tengo como
That's
10 más. Yeah. Pues, tengo un vuelo a las 5.
Okay.
So
We have time.
we have time. 2016 Civic was, jackpot. We nailed it on this car. 2019 is even better with a lot of refresh. We made the car look a little lower, a little wider up front. But again, it's a Civic. You know it's going to last, right? We have a new sport trim. Believe it or not, customers still want to drive manual transmissions. If I could stop on that 1 second, Honda makes up 25% of the market share for manual transmissions. Yeah, so 1 out of every 4 MTs sold is a Honda. I think it should be a requirement to graduate high school, but anyway. Civic is our entry-level car, but if you look at the touch points, it's very much, nice touch points, nice soft controls. The dials have like a really good click to them. And then, so you'll be able to see that in a little bit. Very important topic, Honda Sensing. If you guys aren't familiar with that, this is our safety suite of technologies. Many people think Honda Sensing is just the ability for the car to stop, but there's so much more to that. There's lane keep assist, there's cruise control, there's, if you start to veer off, the car will get you back in the lane. And I told you I come from a product background, so our lane keep assist, we put a little bit more development behind it because when our lane keep, if you start to go off the road, other manufacturers use what's called a ping pong approach, so it kind of gets you back in the lane and then you go over here and then it ping pongs back, right? And you start kind of going down the road. Hondas will actually start, when you start to go off the road, it'll bring you back and then straighten you out. So it seems little, but this is like one of those little things that Honda does, just to try to make it do a little bit better than what the customer's expectation is. So technology, and if I could go back on that, every Honda Civic has this standard 100% across the board. So you don't have to upcharge for it.
The mid-cycle updates, the
Yep.
performance models are not there.
That's correct, yeah. So Type R, you can't get it, but technology, you'll see in the cars the center display, 7-inch screen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you're familiar with those technologies, please experience that. It's like, I would never now buy a car without Apple CarPlay. So it's that cool. I'm going to read every single one of these line item by line item.
Let's do it together.
Yep. And now I'm going to continue. We have a sport trim here for you to drive, and we have a touring trim. We also have a pretty cool yellow green, if you want to take that out. I could get you this information. It tells you what's on each trim, or you could go to automobiles.honda.com and see it. A majority of our cars are sold in the middle grade, right? We sell some entry level, we sell some on the high end, but usually, generally, people stick to the EX and the sport trim. So it represents about half of our sales. From a price comparison, we believe, again, I could give you this document later today, or we could take a picture of it. For what you get for the money on a Civic is, it's incredible. For $22,000, you get Honda Sensing, you get, 18-inch wheels, you get, a lot of technology. The Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Here, I'll move out of the way if I can with my big head in the picture. And then you might also want to see that one. Yeah, got a few more cameras up there.
And
You
we'll
sure
have
you don't want me in the
this
picture?
presentation will come to you guys as a PDF.
Okay.
Following. So you,
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah.
take pictures of it, we'll send it to you. Thank Tony in advance for that one.
All right, I think that's it, right? Are you back up?
Oh, it's me again.
Yep.
Thank you, Jimmy. Gracias por tu ayuda. I know a little bit, not much though.
Yeah.
All right, so the next thing we've got going on is a short little drive route. Like I said, it's just kind of up and down again. We do have 4 cars here, one of which is manual. You guys can pair up or you can take it out. The drive loop is 10 minutes long. It's not super long. We do have cars here in the fleet. We'll be happy to send cars to you guys too.